Namaskar Bandura, hello friends and welcome back or welcome to my channel Elena today. Today is Christmas Eve and I'm so excited because I can't believe that Christmas is already tomorrow, but I have a big Christmas dinner planned for a handful of friends this year, and I'm just happy because for Thanksgiving I did it so late I really had no one come to my dinner, and so this year it's going to be a lot different and I'm just super excited. And today's even extra special because if you watched my last video I talked about where I started taking Bengali classes with a friend in the US, and she has actually come to India this week. She's only here for a couple of weeks and she is going to come and help me today and tomorrow prepare for the Christmas dinner. So I'm super excited for you guys to meet her. She's super sweet, super awesome. And Dip, my Bengali teacher, is actually going to be here too and help out as well, so you also get a chance to meet him. So it's just going to be a great day. So today, because we have so much to cook, today it's really focused on desserts. So all the pies and the cookies and even the drinks. So we are making a Christmas punch as well as an eggnog, very traditional drinks for Christmas time. Now, unfortunately, we did not get any turkey this year or ham. You know, it ended up just gonna be a lot more complicated. I know it's possible, but we just decided, since we're having so many other dishes and things, that we're just gonna go ahead and do 2 chicken roast. So we're gonna do an Indian style and a regular style, just in case, because we really wanna do an Americanized style, but sometimes that doesn't have a lot of flavor palette for some people, and that's okay. We just wanna make sure we have enough variety for everyone for the holidays so they can enjoy it just as much as we do. And I'm probably going to break this video into 2 parts, one for Christmas Eve and then one for Christmas Day, because we just have so much food we're cooking. And on that note, I'm probably not going to show all of the dishes that we end up cooking, because half of the dishes or some of the dishes are the same exact ones that I cooked for Thanksgiving. So like mashed potatoes, corn, and deviled eggs, things like that. So those I'm not going to show into detail because it's just extra stuff that I already have recorded in a previous video. But I'll definitely make sure to put the recipes down in the description box below if you guys are interested in any of the recipes that we make. But don't worry, you'll definitely see the full ensemble of all the yummy dishes in the end, so you know what all we did make. But today we have so much to do. We have a full day ahead of us. So Katy and Dip should be arriving pretty soon. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting things laid out so we can start baking some delicious pies. All right, look who just arrived! Hello! This is Dip, my Bengali teacher, but what's your full name if you want?
It's Dipjyoti Bhattacharjee.
I'm still learning to pronounce it. And then this is Katy! And they're gonna help me start making some pies. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. We have a lot to do today and it's already a little later, but it's okay. We're gonna have fun, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. Right?
We'll try.
We'll try.
I mean, with me here, it will be fun.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be the one tasting everything, making sure it's
I'm also
good,
the sous
right?
chef, so I will be cutting a lot.
Yeah, he's good. Exactly. So we're gonna go ahead and get started.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So we are gonna actually go ahead and start making the chocolate pie, right? And then I'm gonna go ahead and make the peanut butter pie. And we're just gonna kind of be talking, working together. So it might be a little all over the place, but it's fine. That's what this is all fun about. So while she's making hers, I'm gonna explain kind of what I'm doing over here. So both of these, all the pies we're making come together really quickly. It's just getting everything together that takes the longest, because I think these 2 pies, we don't have to cook. These are both, no bake pies, exactly. So with mine, you can keep doing what you're doing. With mine, so with the peanut butter pie, I'm gonna be using Oreos to make the crust. And then with the chocolate pie, she brought these chocolate wafers from the US that we're gonna use. So if any type of chocolate cookie, right? So even if you have Oreos, that might work as well. So, but we're gonna use these ones for her pie. And then basically what we're gonna do, she's about to grind hers, and I already took the blender and ground mine up. So I have about 25 Oreo cookies here. And then I'm gonna add about, I don't know, half a cup of butter to this, and then mix it together because we're making the crust. It's okay if there's some crumbs. Like it doesn't have to be all like fine. If you have some chunks of cookie, that's fine as well. It depends on your blender. My blender's not the best, so she's gonna be using a baggie. So this is kind of a technique that we've learned growing up. You take a plastic bag and then you'll put the cookies in there and you're just gonna use a rolling pin and crunch them up that way. Also very easy. Probably faster and more effective than sometimes the blender. But then all I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna go ahead, I put the butter and cookies together, that's it. That's all you need for the base. And I have a pie pan right here, and I'm just gonna put it on the bottom and spread it out nicely. Alright, so this is what it looks like. I've already pushed it down, and now while I make the inside, I'm gonna go ahead and put the pie in the refrigerator. And that's it. No bake. You don't have to bake this at all. So this we just keep in the refrigerator until we're done making the filling.
So my crust is different. So mine's a little more coarse, has chunks of cookies in it. Because of the texture, we're gonna be putting a Jell-O filling in here, which is going to offset with the crunchy. So it's almost opposite of what she's doing.
Yeah, mine's more of a super fine, and then hers is more, like she said, crunchy. Which is great, good texture.
And then you add a little butter to it to make the crust, and that's it.
We're gonna start with the filling for the peanut butter. So you need 1 cup of cream cheese, and then you also need 1 cup of creamy peanut butter, plain. I actually got a honey flavored, and that may not be bad, but you really do want to try to go with a plain creamy peanut butter. Alright, so here's the 1 cup of peanut butter and 1 cup of cream cheese. Now I actually got a hand blender, so I'm going to go ahead and blend this up and show you what it looks like after.
Alright, so I'm making the filling for mine, which is just Jell-O. Chocolate fudge Jell-O. 3 cups of milk, add the pudding mix, and then you mix until it's soft set, which is what it's starting to do. So I gotta get it in the crust.
And while she's doing that, I have blended the peanut butter and cream cheese together, and now I'm going to add sugar and blend again. And it's about 3/4 cup powdered sugar.
There we go. And then just put it in here, and that's it. Easy.
That's it? Then that's
it.
all? Are you going to make a whipped cream topping at all?
Yeah, we can make that tomorrow.
Okay, perfect.
And that's it.
Awesome.
Literally, you don't need, if this is the easiest, no
Super
bake.
simple, guys. The only problem is finding in India, unfortunately. I've not been able to find chocolate Jell-O. Maybe there's some. If you guys have seen chocolate Jell-O in India and I just haven't, let me know. But she brought this back with her from the US. So if you can find a chocolate Jell-O pan, then this is the most simplest, easiest recipe ever. And now you're just gonna keep it in the fridge overnight, right?
Yep, that's
Now-
it. It sets.
Now, if you didn't do it overnight, say you do it in the same day, how long? Just a couple hours?
Yeah,
Perfect.
it just has to get cool. I mean, look at it. It's already setting. So
Yeah, wow.
it's not. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it will fall apart when you cut it.
Right.
It's meant to be like
A crumbly
a
type
crumbly
of pie.
pie.
The crust isn't like, mine has a lot of butter in it and it's super fine, so it's gonna stick together. And then hers though, when you eat it, it's more of a crumbly.
And
So that's
sometimes
normal.
you put the crust on top, so it'll be on bottom. You kind of just mix it all together.
Yeah. And if you just want to show them what that looks like. Wow, guys, see,
Just
look at
easy.
that. So good, so good. All right, now I'm gonna keep making this peanut butter pie while she puts that in the microwave.
microwave.
While she puts that in the refrigerator. Quick break. Katie, go ahead, give it to him.
Okay, so this is
go
an
ahead.
American thing.
So every time you're baking, if you use a hand blender, our moms would always give us the, like when we're done blending,
What am I doing with this?
you're gonna lick it. You're gonna eat it off of it.
Just eat
Yeah.
what's off of there.
Tell us what you think. How's it tasting so far?
You have peanut butter in it?
Yeah, it's the middle part. It's not finished yet, but that's part of the peanut butter pie. We still have more to add, but it has sugar, vanilla, cream cheese.
So I don't like peanut butter.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But it's good. It's not as bad as the Reese's peanut butter.
Well, we wanted you to try. We just want you to lick the thing because it's the nostalgia of the.
Very good.
Yeah, this is what we do.
We just
Mashed
lick.
potatoes,
So
frosting,
what are the things here?
cookies.
So far we have in the peanut butter pie, cream cheese,
Okay.
peanut butter, vanilla, and sugar. And we still have to add the whipped cream and stuff. So it'll be creamier and more delicious. But And when you add it with the chocolate crust too, when it's all combined together, it'll be great. But we just want you to do the nostalgia of trying it. So
An American thing that we do.
yeah, it's fun.
So this is given to who in the house?
Kids.
Kids.
I'm a kid.
And whoever, and there's only two, so whoever runs up, sometimes we have to share if there's more than two.
Yeah, we fight over
But
it.
whoever gets it first gets the most.
What do you have?
We have,
We
yeah.
just.
Yeah, we just did.
I know you also have one.
We should.
We did, we had two. So, all right, yum. Okay, now we'll go finish it. Now that I have this mixed together, I'm just gonna take about 1 cup of fresh cream. If you have heavy whipping cream, that would be better, but unfortunately, I couldn't find any at the 2 grocery stores I went to. So we're just gonna use fresh cream, and that, since we have a hand blender, it should work well. And I'm just gonna blend this for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna mix it in slowly into the peanut butter pie filling. And then that'll basically be it.
Alright, this is now my time.
All right, so if you are blending, guys, it's supposed to be nice and fluffy like this, and then we're gonna slowly kind of fold the cream into the peanut butter filling, because we don't want it, just to help make it creamy and fluffy, okay? But it does take a while. That's why you need a hand blender when you're making whipped cream, basically.
Yeah.
So that did take a while, so a little bit at a time, okay? Not too much. And we're just gonna fold it in, and then basically we'll be done with this. So I'll show you guys what it looks like in the end. This is what it should look like after you hold the, whip the cream in. It's super nice and creamy and delicious. And now we're just gonna go ahead and put this in the chilled pie crust. So I already have that pulled out here. And it's gonna be a lot of filling. So it's gonna be all the way to the top of your pie crust. But oh gosh, it's so good, guys. I wish we had Taste Cam here. You would all love this. So definitely make this recipe. And if you guys are confused, like I said in the beginning of my video, if you're confused with any of these recipes, I am gonna put a link to the videos on the ones that we followed along in the description box below. So if you just didn't understand anything or were a little too crazy, then make sure to follow those links down below. How does that look? Beautiful. Good. All right, guys, and that's it. I'm gonna put it back in the fridge, and then after a couple hours, I will cover it. But that's what it looks like. That is it. And then in the morning or tomorrow, before I serve this, I'm basically gonna drizzle some chocolate on top, maybe a couple of roasted peanuts, so to make it look extra pretty. But you don't have to if you don't want to. But that's it, guys.
All right, it's my turn. I am making gingerbread cookies. And these aren't made the same way that I've made them in the US. Trying to find molasses was really difficult. We tried to look for it.
I don't think we found,
yesterday.
anywhere.
Yeah, so we're using honey. I'm going to be heating that over the stove and then adding the ingredients to it. So it's honey, then sugar, and then you let that come to a simmer. And then you add the cinnamon, cloves, ground ginger, which was also hard to find, and baking soda. And it's going to puff up from the baking soda. And then you mix in butter. And then I have 400 grams of flour, which I'm going to sieve into the pot with everything else. So then you mix it all together in the pot so it'll be a hot dough. And then you can roll it out and create little gingerbread men, but I'm just going to roll it into a ball and cover it with granulated sugar and bake it that way.
Okay, so this is her first time turning on my kitchen. So you have to just turn it.
This way.
No, the other way. That's
this way?
yeah. Go ahead.
Just keep going.
Nope. Go. You can
Right
keep it
here?
on.
And then just do this?
There you go.
All right, so I just almost
Easy.
burned her kitchen.
Nah, that's okay.
And then you just adjust.
Yep. So that's pretty much like high sim.
Okay.
That's lower actually. So I use this part more often. So
Okay.
slow, low, medium, high, basically.
Oh, okay. You are boiling the honey. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be fast. That's already started. I'm used to an electric oven, so this is so fast. The best way to cook a lot of this stuff is by weight.
Yes, and that's why I have that scale. I used to not, but
Same.
yeah, definitely.
Yep, I definitely have the same thing. So I just put in the sugar. Bring that to a boil.
Sorry guys if you hear noise in the background, I'm doing dishes, so it's a little loud.
Yep.
But that's something in America we do. When someone's cooking, someone's cleaning, you know, it just helps keep the kitchen nice and clean.
And moving.
Yeah, because we still have more things. I still have another pie to make. We still have drinks to make, so we don't have maids in America. We are our own maid.
Yeah, we are. Okay, I just turned the heat off.
Okay.
So now this is the rest of the spices and the baking soda. Now see how it's starting to puff up? That is what the baking soda is doing, and you want that. Here goes the butter. It's gonna die down a little bit. Yep, that's what I wanted to do. So it'll flatten it out, because now you have all the oil and the liquid, the dairy in there. I'm gonna let this cool just a smidge.
Yeah, it seems with this type of recipe though, you want to have everything together pretty quickly, because I didn't realize how quick this would come together.
It's gonna be very fast.
Yeah.
So I need to move fast now. I just checked it. So yeah, there's a little bit in there, but I'm adding the flour.
So yeah, it's gonna all combine together, so.
Now we're just making that. And then this is where your arm starts to get tired.
Yes, it's thick. So we finished with the dough. If you want to show it up
Yeah.
to them, lift it.
So it asks for 400 to 450 grams of flour, and I always start out with the smallest amount and work my way up from there. So we ended up adding maybe like 440 total, maybe 445. And now it's really thick. It's really hard to get out of here. And it looks a little soft still, like regular cookie dough. But what I want it to do, Jenna, is to create a ball. So if it can make this.
When you roll it, yeah.
Yeah.
This and it stays together into a nice.
Then
we can flatten it,
and it'll be make the cookie.
Right.
And that's it. Yep. So it's ready to go.
Alright, so Katie is rolling out the cookies now. We're preheating the oven to at 170 degrees Celsius, and we're going to bake them for about 10 minutes. But we're going to keep an eye on it because, like I've said in my other videos, it really just depends on the type of microwave oven you're using or regular oven you're using. So while she's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and make the crust of my coconut pie. So the original recipe calls for graham crackers. Well, I don't have any here, so I think any type of good digestive biscuit will work. So I'm going to do about 170 grams or 2 cups of biscuits, and then I'm going to, like I did with my peanut butter crust, I'm going to make a really thin sand-like type of crust. I'm going to grind them really well, and then I'm going to add butter into it, and then I'm going to put it and press it into the bottom of my pan. Oh, the cookies just got done.
You did.
Wow, look at that. See?
How they
Oh
turned
my
out.
goodness, they
We're
smell
gonna eat them.
amazing. We're going to let it cool down, of course, and then we're going to try it. So perfect timing though, because I just finished my crust. So I'm going to put this, again, no baked crust, so I'm going to put this in the refrigerator to let it set a little more, and then we're going to make the coconut cream pie filling. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and try one and see how it tastes.
Yep. It's soft on the bottom.
Super. Ooh.
Yeah.
Now, we're not really letting it set long because we're impatient and we just want to try it.
We just want to eat these cookies.
Wow.
Yum. They're super fluffy.
Look at that. So good. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
That is good.
Yeah.
It's actually not too strong of a ginger flavor like I thought it would be.
The molasses is usually
Or a little
what
bit strong. What makes it
makes everything, it makes them darker.
make it
makes
combine a little better more.
Yep, it's stickier and they flatten out. This one's very puffy from the baking soda. So
but it still tastes
it's still
pretty
very good with honey.
It's just not super sweet. It's not as sweet as like your normal gingerbread cookie, but a lot of people don't like super sweet. We have a lot of sweet pies and cream rich pies, so I think this will be a great like
after dinner treat.
Exactly,
Or
but
before.
even
Everybody
yeah,
would just eat 'em
it would be like good appetizers when they come.
Yeah, they'll
It'd
be fun.
Yeah, those are
Really
really delicious though. I really like those. I think that's going to be a big
Yep,
hit.
I'm
And
very
I actually like that they're fluffy and chewy. It's different, but
It is different.
It's good. It's still
yeah,
tasty.
it's a different recipe.
It is. So
Yeah, no, it
but-
actually is really well done.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm so excited for everyone to try them tomorrow. For the filling, you're going to need the stove. We're going to add 1 cup of cream. Now, it doesn't have to be whipping cream, just regular cream works here too. We're going to do 2 cups of milk. So I'm using coconut milk because I really want my pie to taste coconutty. This recipe I used said regular full fat milk, so it's really up to you. Then we're going to add in some flour, about 1/4 cup of flour. Then we're gonna add 2 eggs. And then we're also gonna add a 1/2 cup of sugar. And then we're just gonna stir that. And we're just gonna keep on stirring it until it gets thick. And we wanna stay stirring it because we do have the eggs in there. So if we stop stirring it, then the eggs could curdle and not cook properly. So here we're just gonna stir it until it becomes a thick consistency. All right guys, so about 5-7 minutes, it's thickened. I'm gonna remove it and add the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so the rest of the ingredients is gonna be 1 cup of coconut, desiccated coconut. So what I did, guys, is I just took a fresh coconut and what's it called? I shredded the coconut, and then in the oven, I baked it at 160 degrees Celsius for about 40 minutes. You want this nice caramelized look to it because it's going to help bring out the coconut flavor. Then we're going to do 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and then we're going to do 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And that's basically it. We're just going to stir it, let it cool down a little bit, and then we'll add it to our pie crust. Okay, guys, and that's what it looks like. I just had a little taste of it, and man, it is delicious. So just gonna pour it into the pie pan here. And then if you're making it the same day, like if you want to serve it the same day, you want it to sit in the fridge for at least 4 hours, because it's gonna harden even more and set even more in the refrigerator. But of course, best would be overnight. So we are letting it sit overnight. But wow, guys, amazing. And I actually don't think it's too sweet. Like our peanut butter pie and our chocolate cream pie is pretty rich, but our cookies and the coconut cream pie is like perfect. So for those who are not super big sweeties, then they're gonna love this, guys. So yummy, yummy. And that's it. I'm gonna put that in the refrigerator and it'll be good to go tomorrow. All right, guys, we have Dick finally in the kitchen helping us out.
Dude,
He's grinding up some clothes for us. We got some eggs going. So we are actually going and making, the last thing for today is the eggnog. So we were gonna put the Christmas punch together, but we think it'll be better if we just throw it together right before everyone comes to the party, because it's really quick. You literally just throw all the juices together. But eggnog really needs to sit overnight, because that's best when it sits in the refrigerator longer. So we are just putting everything together, and then we will be done for today's preparations. First, we took the 6 egg yolks and we beat them. That's it, right? Oh, and we've added, do we add sugar in there?
We're about to add sugar.
So then we're gonna take, after 6 egg yolks, beating it, we're gonna take some sugar, about 1/2 cup of sugar, and we're just gonna mix that in with the egg yolk. Now while she's doing that in a saucepan, I'm going to mix in milk. So 2 cups of milk. We're gonna add the heavy cream, so that 1 cup of heavy cream, which is about 1 of these. I don't quite have a full one, so I'm just gonna use this and then a little bit more milk. It just won't be as thick, but that's okay. Try more milk.
All of this.
No, on hers. Maybe go for the video.
We're gonna add salt, so it's about just a pinch. pinch of salt. We don't want too much salt.
Okay.
We're gonna add cinnamon. So I just took some regular cinnamon and ground it up. If you don't have cinnamon powder, you can make your own. Oh, it smells so good. And it's gonna be 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. It's gonna be 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. And then we're gonna do 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. The nutmeg to me is what really makes the eggnog pop. And then we're just gonna bring this into a nice simmer. Okay, so now that it's about to like simmering, this is the most important step. We're just slowly adding the warm hot milk.
Like very slowly at first.
Very slowly, because if you do it too fast, then
it's already starting to thin.
Yeah. All right, guys, so this is what it's looking like. It's been a while, but see how it's still pretty thin? We don't want it to thicken up, because then that means it's not good. So it's slow, but it's gonna be, it looks like it's gonna be perfect. Thank you, Katie. Mm-hmm. So all I'm doing now is we put it back into the pan, and I have it on simmer, so we're gonna cook it just until it starts coating the spoon. So we want it to thicken up a little bit more, and then we'll take it back off and add the rest of the ingredients to it. But it's smelling and looking very good. But eggnog is an acquired taste. You either love it or you hate it. So, but it's definitely a traditional Christmas drink. So if you never had it before, you definitely should try it once in your lifetime. Alright guys, so now it's coating the back of the spoon. I'm going to take it off the heat and add the rest of the ingredients. So all it is 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And as it cools down, it'll thicken a little bit more. And then I'm going to mix in 1/4 cup of bourbon. Now you can omit this if you don't want it to be alcohol, if you want it alcohol free. So just 1/4 cup. Now, of course, if you want more, add more, but we're just going to do 1/4 cup. Now I have a nice pitcher here. If you don't have a pitcher, but you have like a glass bottle that you can keep in the refrigerator, you can do that. This doesn't make too much. You can always make double the batch, but it is going to be a thick, creamy drink. And like I said, not everyone's going to probably like it. So always make 1 batch, and if you need to make more, you definitely can. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to strain it into the pitcher because of all of the, we used a lot of whole spices in here too. And then just in case if, say, some pieces of egg cooked, you can strain that as well. But this looks pretty smooth to me, actually. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and strain it. All right, guys, our eggnog is complete.
Yep.
We could have definitely made a double batch, but I think this is good for everyone since we have other drinks and stuff too. So if we really absolutely love it, we'll make another one another time. But it worked out perfectly, no curdling. Thank you, Katie. She really helped. So, but that's it for today's video, guys. We had a lot of yummy, delicious food we prepared today. All the sweets are done. 3 pies, cookies, eggnog, and then tomorrow is another full day. So it took us half the day today, and it's pretty late now. So Katie and Dip has to get going, go back home because they have to wake up early to be here tomorrow morning because we are cooking all day again. But tomorrow's Christmas, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy. So how was it though cooking in an Indian kitchen for the first time?
It's a little tiny, but I actually like it. We worked well together.
We did. It was good. I mean, and this is actually a lot bigger than some of the ones that I've been into, and my mother-in-law. So, but yeah, definitely a little different.
It was cozy.
Yeah.
I had fun though.
Yes.
Yep, worked just fine.
Yay! So, all right, guys, that'll do it for today's video. If you like this video, then please give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button because it helps support my channel, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye.